Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugot. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo.
Another showcase of skills ang posibleng may pakita ng ating mga manlalaro as we are live at Gym 1 from Barangay Poblacion 2 here at Tanauan City, Batangas para sa inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. We're gonna be witnessing still ang ating San Pedro kontra sa Paranaque. Susundan naman yan ng Palawan at ng Las Piñas mamaya, and then afterwards it's Batangas kontra sa Bawan for the final matchup of the day. It's gonna be a triple header between three teams and organizations, but we are moving forward with another matchup. My name is Hans Galeria, and together with me is Coach Anton de los Reyes. We will be joined by Miss CJ Ang later at courtside. Anton, this is gonna be a huge match para sa ating dalawang teams.
It is going to be a huge match. But before anything, good morning sa ating manonood at sumusubaybay sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Great to be working again with you, Hans.
It's nice to be working with you as well dahil ang makikita natin para sa araw na ito ay ang Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam going up against San Pedro Spartans. 16 under division naman tayo. Nakita or nakausap, nakapanayam nyo siguro kanina sina Coach Anton at si Charles when they went up in that 18 under division. Posible na unahin muna siguro natin ang ating San Pedro Spartans as we're gonna be taking a look. Actually, nandito na sila sa likod natin. This is gonna be their very first game.
It is going to be their first game. The defending champions ng Season 2 ng Junior MPBL back to make some noise now with key additions from their former 14 under core suiting up for San Pedro Spartans even without MVP. Joseph Calooy, their San Beda Alabang system remains unpredictable and dangerous for any team they face.
Lots of opportunities para sa mga bagong players na umangat na from 14 under because we've seen Joseph Calooy, right? He is now in the 18 under division. But moving over to the other side naman, this is Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam who is yet to look for their very first win in the tournament.
They are struggling in at the start of Season 3. They lost to Las Piñas through T-Cooler 46-72, struggling to match the chemistry and confidence of Las Piñas in their previous game. Defensive rebounding was a key issue, only pulling down 12 compared to the 22 of Las Piñas.
Well, that is a lot to basically cover para dito sa Paranaque. That is the question na hinahanapan pa rin nila ng kasagutan, right? The chemistry, 3 games in. Do you think they've already built that as of this moment?
Well, I would like to think so, and I would hope that they have done that because it is their 3rd game or 4th game already. I want to see them gain some traction here in Season 3.
As of the moment, isa sa mga pinaka kailangan talaga nating tutukan para sa Paranaque is on how they would be able to compose themselves, lalo na posible na maninibago pa sa sistema yung ilan sa mga players ng San Pedro. Coach, first game jitters, that's gonna be what San Pedro has to overcome, but we're gonna be moving forward and toss it over to our game announcer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Junior MPBL fans. Welcome to Gym 1 of Poblacion, Tanauan City, province of Batangas. As we bring you the consideration of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. The next basketball action continues between the 16 under of San Pedro Spartans versus the Paranaque Miles 16 Yamjam. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Now let us meet the starters from both teams. First from the San Pedro Spartans. At guard number 33, Derek Viray. Also guard number 5, Vinifel Navalas. At forward number 25, Artian Kagurungad. Also forward number 4, Akiro Reynor. At center number 9, Raymond Alteb. At youngster, Teddy Polinga, assisted by James Tolentino, Goy Bagares, Chico Tan, Joriel Cruz, Jude Balagaja. Team manager, James Tolentino. Team owner, Mitchell Valenzuela. Now let us meet the starters from your Paranaque Miles 360 Yamjam. At guard number 9, Riz Ladores. Also guard number 7, Zachary Kaintik. At forward number 17, Sian Pangayan. Also forward number 16, Anzon Tibidad. Playing center number 29, Fletch Espiritu. Head coach, Sir JC Dolar, assisted by A. Lozano. Sir Ocampo, team manager, Big Usita. Team owner, Mike Usita. Our games officials for today's match, Crew Chief Bondracho. Umpire 1, Carlos Sebastian. Umpire 2, Nino Perez. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Sir J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Mr. Kate Picasso. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Your door-ride bola ng Pinoy team starters for your 16 under for Paranaque. It's Ladores, Kaintik, Natividad, Bangayan at itong si Espiritu. Para naman sa San Pedro, it's Viray, Navales, Karunungan, Reynon at Aldep. Muli, ito ang magiging unang laban ng San Pedro Spartans in the 16 under division. Meanwhile, para sa Paranaque Smile, this is a chance para makakuha sila ng kanilang unang panalo. We begin the tip-off with a turnover and a two-pointer almost. Everything but the shot there. They're definitely gonna have to clean it up.
Again, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. San Pedro, first game jitters. It's gonna be there. Alam naman natin yung mga first game high. Kung may first day high ang school, eto, first game high. We're gonna look at the key additions from their former 14 under core. Pretty sure CJ Ang's gonna have a report on that, and we're gonna get to know these players a little more as the game progresses.
That's gonna be the question kasi sa ngayon, wala pang nagpapakilala sa kanila. No points are there so far para sa ating dalawang mga kupunan. Natividad tosses it to the right, and you know, they're definitely looking for some points, but they go under, and another turnover para dito sa Paranaque as Reynon decides to keep it all the way, Coach. Sanay tayo na nakikita itong mga batang.
At quick fouls for both squads, or for San Pedro, I should say. For this Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam, they lost to Las Piñas through T-Cooler 46-72. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Yung rebounds nga yung masakit. 36-21, 19-8 assists, 15-12 steals. The field goal shooting of Las Piñas at 54% for Paranaque, only 40%. So they have to do a better job scoring on offense. They have to do a better job distributing that ball and finding the best shot possible.
That's exactly what they need to do right now. Find the best shot possible, or maybe just get the first shot open. It's been 2 minutes already, pero hindi pa tayo nakakakita ng pumapasok na tira, which is why that first basket is gonna be oh so crucial para sa momentum ng dalawang teams. Still, we're going 3 minutes in, Coach. This is crazy. Both teams talagang hinahanap pa nila yung kanilang pacing. Another turnover here, this time on the run. Itong si Viray para sa 2 puntos.
So Derek Viray scoring or opening up the scoring festivities for the side of San Pedro.
Because that definitely sets up yung kanilang press break na gustong gawin, as a foul is gonna be called this time around. I believe it's gonna be going on Aldep. So with that being said, mukhang pupunta na ang Paranaque dito sa free throw line. As we take a look at this one.
Just steal and the bucket. Defense to offense, napaupo na yung mga kakampi niya. Kita nyo naman doon.
Meron talagang ganun, no, Coach?
Oo.
Like, laging may hindi tayo pwedeng umupo hanggat wala nakakaskor sa team.
That's a sign of unity. That's taking care of your teammates.
So far, that's Enzo Natividad splitting the free throws as of the moment. 2-1 ang ating talaan ngayon with 6:30 in the first. San Pedro goes right. They're gonna toss it over cross court. Hanap ng tamang tempo. Side step is not gonna work. Although there's another power shot galing dito ngayon kay Aldep.
Raymond Aldep making up for that foul on the other end. Getting the offensive board and the putback.
That's your pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted. It kind of is very evident na yung big men nitong San Pedro Spartans are really gonna have to crash the glass here because lamang sila sa size, as Aldep misses on that one. But even the smaller guys of San Pedro is crashing the glass too.
Oh, that's clash boards, no? Team effort for them to get those extra possessions.
There's another one. Almost a turnover. Still kept. But is there time to get it across? Yes, there is. Espiritu mid-range jumper is good. That's one of your leading scorers from last game.
Nice pull-up. That's Fletch Espiritu.
Then another make. It's Aldep once again asserting his dominance early on in this game. Now they try to proceed with another 3. Di papasok yun, but Fletch Espiritu, do not be fooled by this guy's frame. He can jump for sure.
Offensive rebound, tapping that ball in. And turnover for the side of San Pedro.
Coach, we've talked about this Paranaque roster. They usually start slow. Madalas maaga silang natatambakan, but now things have been different. What's been the change that they've been needing in order to keep this game close?
Oh, just better shot selection, making sure that they're going to get the best possible shot on offense. That's why they're starting it early. And also, they're crashing the boards, getting those extra possessions.
Unfortunately, that's a possession lost para dito sa Paranaque. Turnover para sa kanila. Some substitutions are going to be going in. You're looking at J.O.N. De Luna finally checking in. That's another fresh leg para dito kay Coach J.C. Dolar. But now it's going to be San Pedro holding on to this ball. Navales, pretty looking jumper. Everything with the shot there.
Wide open at that short corner. Just couldn't make it. Fell short.
They try to proceed. Itong Paranaque. Lizan tosses it to the right. He has an opening, decides not to take it. De Luna, contested. Beautiful defense mula dito sa San Pedro. Tila nagmamadali na naman. Pass, patungo kay Victolero. Napakalalim nun, but he still finds a way to get another rebound. An extra pass. Now here's Lizan, turning on the Jets. But can't get the basket to fall. Karunungan leaves it for his big guy, and that's 2 points.
Sam Paras running that break. I wouldn't say running because he got left behind because of that fast break, but nice find by his teammate.
Napaganda pa nung depensa nung kanyang mga kakampi as a miss from Paranaque. Here's Victolero, another scoop pass. And Aldep, he's had 4 right now. He's taken at least a decent amount of shots in the first quarter.
He has indeed 4 shot attempts for Raymond Aldep.
Just look at that pass, right? Just knowing where your teammates are, and you can also make it a little more creative than usual.
And again, Sam Paras finishing on that break. getting a couple of points early for San Pedro.
As Aldep tends to miss his free throw right over here. And those are things na hindi mo matuturo eh. You can teach the fundamentals and all that, but at the same time, yung angas, the way, the flair of the game is something that is innate to some players that we have.
There are some players that just have that swag, if you wanna call it.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. I was trying to look for the word.
Yun.
Pero nahanap mo, Coach. Paranaque. Lizan tosses it to the right. That's a block. Galing dito sa San Pedro. High flyer. Mula kay Marvin Piamonte.
Yep, Marvin Piamonte timing that block perfectly.
Look at Espiritu just trying to force his way inside. You know, his height doesn't match well with how aggressive he is, but it's definitely working.
He is an undersized big for the side of Paranaque, but yep, doesn't match how aggressive he is inside.
Scored 11 points last time sa kanyang naging laban. San Pedro getting their own rebound. Tosses it to Gonzalez this time. Susubok with another floater, and that goes.
Sebastian Gonzalez thought he was going to lose that ball, but still got that composure to be able to finish on that attempt.
Doesn't matter how you start, right? It matters how you finish, and that is a finish that they need para iangat ang score to 6 points in terms of the advantage. But look at Espiritu again. Coach, last time, nung kanilang naging kalaban ng Las Piñas, he only had 2 rebounds, but now he's very much present in that interior.
He wants to make up for that particular game. Again, he is their big. We're talking about Fletch Espiritu. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. That's his averages so far para sa Season 3 ng Junior MPBL.
Pero halos nangangalahati na pala siya in terms of the scoring, output na binigay niya kanina. Splits that free throw. Fletch Espiritu now with 5. As he tends to close it out. Victolero ngayon. May tanga ng bola. De Belen tries to look for another teammate. That's a 3 on the way. Papasok yun. Now it's Paranaque on the run. Espinoza. Naiwan yung bola but retrieves it. San Pedro, a body on the floor. Everybody going for that basketball. At jump ball ang itatawag ng ating mga officials.
That's De Luna and De Belen fighting for that leather. Possession arrow pointing to the side of Paranaque.
Fletch Espiritu will be getting his well-deserved break. Ang papalit naman sa kanya ngayon ay itong si Justin Salcines. Possession arrow is leaning towards San Pedro, kaya babalik sa kanila yung bola. But in less than 2 minutes remaining, I think we've seen some decent shots from both of the teams that we have here.
We have indeed. They are finding the open spots, picking their spots, just not able to convert.
What a difficult shot. Galing dito kay Victolero, pero nahanap niya pa yung basket.
Dipsy-do on Victolero.
Oh, don't look now. Here's another one at it. Pero nabitin. Everybody was so happy. They were looking for some points para dito kay De Belen. But he gets redeemed. I think yung landing step niya nabitin, Coach.
Meron talagang darling ang mga team. And so far, para dito sa San Pedro, as we saw it right there, how happy they were was De Belen.
So nakikita nyo ngayon was the foul, but De Belen on like the cameo part, because he knew he missed something and he immediately looked at the bench. And they're still laughing at this point.
They're just happy at head coach Teddy Polinga. You saw on your screens earlier.
Oh, Victolero, the smallest guy on the floor, got another offensive rebound. A bit more than a minute ago. Here's De Belen, who wants to redeem himself. Di nga lang niya makukuha. But bodies on the floor. Paranaque gets possession. Lizan continues to bring it to the corner, pero nakuha niya pa rin. Yung kabila, here's De Leon, getting rejected by San Pedro. Salcines, susubok ulit. And this time, Paranaque goes to the line with De Luna. It's there's been so much activity in like the paint para dito sa Paranaque, coach.
You want to see them go inside. They want to be able to get some points in the paint. Talking about Paranaque.
So
far, we haven't seen outside connections from Paranaque. Over 4 sa 3-point area.
I mean, a higher percentage of a shot is what you're looking at here. The Luna splits it. Baba na naman ang lamang as Victolero lines up. That's not gonna work. Espinosa, outlet pass. Victolero was ready for it. 30 seconds remaining in the first. Victolero was fouled. The heart. And how brave of this kid to go up against the tall towers of Paranaque.
And you said it earlier, turning on the Jets. Ang Paranaque, meron silang Spitfire guard. Ito rin namang San Pedro. Victolero. That's Carlos Victolero. Turning on the Jets.
So quick, he goes.
You know, he took that shot, got the steal, got the interception, and then attacked the basket.
And now he's shooting again.
There you go.
Another split mula dito sa kupunan ng San Pedro. They lead by 6, 13-7. A pretty low scoring ball game ang ating nakikita dito as both teams still trying to figure out how they can get some more shots available. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. There's an opening, but it was closed. Lizan with a steal. He's trying to look for another opportunity and he takes it on his own.
Derek Lizan getting the deuce.
Here comes De Belen once more, and there it is. Finally redeeming himself. At nakuha ni De Belen ang huling puntos para sa first quarter na ito. What a way to kick things off para sa San Pedro as they lead at the end. Here are your first quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. It's been San Pedro, their big men, really taking over.
Oh, Espiritu getting those 2 points underneath that pull-up jumper. Looking good. Artian Karunungan to Sam Paras for the deuce in that fast break play.
Matapos ang 10 minuto ng ating laban. But before we say everything else, from tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win and just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. 16-9 at the end of the 10 minutes.
You are still watching the Junior MPBL Season 3 at kanina nga nakausap ko si Derek Lizan of the Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam at nabanggit nga niya na dahil sa 0-3 standing nila, aminado siya na nag-lack sila in communication at inamin din niya na medyo nagkanya-kanya ang kaniyang teammates, but nonetheless advantage niya sa kaniyang team is first season sa San Pedro siya na team naglalaro, then second season of the Junior MPBL latest Your Homes at ngayong third season dito na siya sa Paranaque na dapat sa Palawan team siya dahil he's playing for the Perpetual Altas, but let's see kung itong advantage na binanggit ni Derek ay will play a big role in today's game. Balik sa inyo, Hans and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat to Ms. CJ Ang for that report. Derek Lizan, one of the leaders of this Paranaque roster. We've seen him a while ago, and you know, someone has to take charge para dito sa Paranaque roster na ito.
And that advantage that he was talking about, or CJ was talking about, and what Derek Lizan said is kabisado daw niya itong team ng San Pedro because he played for them in Season 1.
That's gonna be another note to take para sa kanya ngayon because they trail by 9. They're gonna need every knowledge from Lizan that they can get. But Victolero sizing up the defense, rekta sa tres, and that goes in.
It's a nice drive and kick play for the side of San Pedro. Getting a three-pointer was Carlos Oliveros.
That's the first 3 na nakita natin dito sa labang ito. Also taking note that Paranaque in that first quarter, they were only able to convert on 3 field goals, Coach. That's a struggle that they're gonna have to get over with in the second quarter.
You gotta get more points on the board, get better attempts, and again, you gotta move the ball around so that you'll be able to find the best shot available.
Still 19 seconds. Kuha natin ngayon. There's an opening that they need. Langa lang yun. But that is another shot. You know, one thing that Paranaque is doing well in this game is they really are fishing fouls very well sa labang ito.
They are able to get those fouls. They're also able to get those offensive rebounds. So again, extra rebounds or offensive rebounds means extra possessions, more chances for you to be able to score.
There's a lot of shots na nakuha nila dito sa free throw line, but most of their openings have either been splits or wala talaga silang nako-convert. So those are, kumbaga, yung mga sayang na puntos, but they can definitely make up for it on defense. Pero kailangan nila ng puntos to kick things off para sa kanilang second quarter. There is Salcines. A mid-range shot is not gonna work. Possession will stay with Paranaque.
El Visaya couldn't corral that of defensive rebound, so that ball's going to go back or stay with Paranaque. During that first half or first quarter, San Pedro shooting 9 out of 26, 34%. Paranaque only 3 of 19. That's 15%.
There you go. Finally breaking the ice from beyond the arc. Itong si Kaintig getting an opening, but someone down low tosses it to the left. Not even touching the rim as De Luna gets another opening. Back to single digits we go. Kaintig looks for a screen. De Luna gives it to him. Paranaque still looking on that play, but instead it's Kaintig landing on that floater. That's not gonna work. But the possession will stay with Paranaque after all that. Just a solid taking here from Zachary Kaintig. I mean, they've been doing well pagdating sa defensive options, but they just can't seem to find the bottom of the net most of the time. Here's another try. Pangalawang subok is not gonna work. Look at that, another offensive rebound, almost. But it's gonna be San Pedro now. What a flurry of steps to get through.
How about that series of in-and-out dribbles to be able to get that shot off for Panganiban?
Now you see him, now you don't.
And with a name like Kiefer, you better be able to finish on the break.
Oh yeah. We sure know a lot of Kiefers
There you go.
that are really good slashers. Filipino players, for sure. That's gonna be a quick pass patungo dito kay De Luna, and he's been eating from the interior. De Luna's first field goal, 3 points in total. A good defensive stop from Salcines as Kaintig tries to field himself in, but a steal from behind. Nagmamadali na naman ang San Pedro. But they cannot get the basket as well.
Couldn't finish with the left was Kiefer Panganiban. He did get that steal.
Ayala commits that turnover as well. Balikan ng turnovers ang ating dalawang koponan. But can they find something here? The answer is not just yet. Another stop. This time it's San Pedro going all the way. Still can't buy a basket. Itong si Visaya.
Nagkahiyaan doon. At 3 players.
It's been a running game for both of them. And that time, the ball just said, you know what, I'll go outside. Let's try to calm us down.
Try to just put some order in the offense. Both teams, 4 possessions, back and forth, empty.
Pag mga ganun kasi, Coach, mapapagod ka talaga eh. Like you're just watching
It's like
your
we were
teammates
watching
back and
tennis.
forth, right?
For us, it's like we were watching tennis. But for these players, 16 and under, daming energy niyan.
Oh, for
Lalo
sure.
na nakatulog.
For sure. You're just gonna have to put your energy at the right,
Yun.
you know, the right places as another miss coming in. Decent defense displayed by both of the teams. As they continue, here's another opening. They can't get it. Another basket, not yet. Third try, still no good. But Paranaque has kept it alive. This is possession number 4. And they are gonna be keeping it again.
3 offensive rebounds in just 1 offensive set for Paranaque. Doing it on the offensive end. 9 offensive boards already for Paranaque.
So many opportunities.
Wow.
But those are some shots na kung ikaw ang head coach nitong Paranaque, you'd love that from your players because they're definitely crashing the glass, just not getting those chances inside the bucket. But here you go again, another no-look pass. Galing kay Olivares, or kay De Los Santos rather. 4 minutes, a 3-pointer on the way. His teammates were ready for that, just not the shot that they wanted. Ayala, slow step, is rejected that time. They're trying to go for it, pero foul ang itatawag dito kay Ayala.
And again, Aaron Ayala can't give the referees a chance to blow their whistle by reaching in. Again, referees, 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna call those reach-ins.
Lalo na pag nasa harap ka ng isa sa mga referees.
Because it's a game of angles. You know, the referees may see otherwise. And again, as coaches, we don't teach how to reach in defense.
Panganiban sizing up the defense. Good move, and that is an ender. What a move from Kiefer Panganiban.
Doing his name justice. Talking about Kiefer Panganiban with the 2 points.
My goodness. I think that deserves a replay. Not gonna lie.
Earlier was a couple of in and outs.
Oh, here it goes. Was
you
so
go.
nice, you had to see it twice, coach.
Spin move to a sidestep with a low pickup and then the finish for Kiefer.
That puts the lead up to 11. But same could be said for number 11 here. That's Kenzo Levanza, who's at the line. This is what I've been talking about, coach. Lots of opportunities, and that free throw just unable to convert. Here he goes again. Panganiban finds himself stranded, kicks it out. This time, De Los Santos. Tabora lights up a 3. Doesn't go in. We're starting to see more 3-point shots mula dito sa San Pedro.
They're starting to settle down when you look at it, both teams.
Panganiban, a difficult shot. Offhand, he still found a way to get it to go. Kiefer Panganiban making a solo run for himself. Just take a look, another one of this.
Look at that. No angle. Still finished with his left.
Right, left, doesn't matter anyway. Paranaque needs a timeout.
Nabanggit nga kanina ni Coach Teddy Polinga ng San Pedro Spartans that these kids are all hardworking and playing unselfishly. Good composition din ng kanilang team, but wala pang chemistry. Although they are a school-based team ng San Beda Alabang, the system is there, but Coach is hopeful that the team will gel at the right time. Hans and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat na CJ Ang for that one. We are starting to see yung chemistry being built up, especially on the defensive end. I think that's the important part. Yung nagkakaroon kayo ng common understanding in terms of the pressure defense that you want to do.
And plus, again, talking about chemistry, that'll be evident towards the latter part of the season, the more games that you play together.
Here's Panganiban again. That's already 8 points in this first half. Yung unselfishness din, coach. That's what most coaches are trying to teach these kids. And if you're San Pedro, you're happy to see it from all of your team.
You are, or you would be happy to see that kasi you're not playing for yourself. You're playing for your teammates, making sure that you're not putting the I in team.
And San Pedro's making it look so easy. Getting those open shots. Pag nakuha ng steal, toss it over. And look at this, coach. Paranaque is yet again at the free throw line.
And not friends with the free throw line so far. Etong Paranaque. Currently, they are at
This is
3 and 12.
That's at 25%. They're gonna have to make it better. Kaintik, though, misses on that attempt.
How about that?
Still
High
finds a way to
IQ
keep it.
move
Yeah.
by Vibal.
That was low-key, an underrated thing, but Panganiban. Coach, I think all keepers are now good slashers. Like,
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie. They lead. Goes up once more. Doon na naman si Kaintik. But he can't get the basket. Look at Panganiban again. You already know it. At this point in time, Panganiban racks up 12 points in the first half.
Double figures for Kiefer. First player in our game to get the double figures.
Ice cold ang opensa sa ngayon nitong Paranaque. They've struggled to get some shots up, but you know, coach, the free throw has been their friend because it gives them a lot of chances to, you know, possibly score some points.
But they just need to capitalize on that friendship, or I should say monetize on that friendship. Because they've been to the line 12 times already, but only knocked down 3.
But hopefully, for Coach JC Dolara, this is a moment na pwede niyang makita mula sa kanya mga manlalaro more on the fundamental side of things. Sean Bangayan finally getting his first point in this game as Paranaque splits it again. Here comes Kiefer Panganiban powering through, not getting the bucket, but San Pedro gets another chance. Here's an opening. And looks like that's going to be a traveling violation and called against Tabora.
Almost getting the 2 points was Tabora, but traveling violation was called by our officials.
Look at that. Another player, a new player, actually in Cabrera, is going to be going to the free throw line. So I think in that 5-minute mark, nagkaroon na ng napakaraming chances itong team ng Paranaque at that free throw stripe.
Missing on that first 4 out of 14, or make that 4 out of 15 now for Paranaque. And we always mention this, bare minimum should be 50% individually. Like if you're a player, you gotta at least go for that 1 or 2 or that split.
That's Johan Cabrera. At least he was able to split it, so he probably heard you, coach. Less than a minute to go. 33-16 is the score. Vidal looks for another teammate. Visaya is called for an offensive foul for sure.
Foul, yep.
Trying to look for the word, but yes. Visaya, stiff arm was right there. So another chance para sa Paranaque.
Gonna be able to cut down this lead.
Probably execute a play that could, you know, potentially work, because most of the points that they've scored are either from the free throw line or the offensive rebounds. Kaintik was looking for a teammate. That's, you know, one of the things that I've noticed from this Paranaque team. They're definitely gonna have to execute more on their play style, pero tatawag muna ang Paranaque ng kanilang timeout. You're still watching. You're still watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. Final 25 seconds. That's an opening that's not gonna work. But there it is, an offensive rebound and a putback.
Sean Bangayan going up high for that offensive board and putback.
Shot clock is now off. 8 seconds remaining. Look at Panganiban. Just can't get it to fall. Nagkakatakbuhan na naman. But there's Cabrera unable to lift that basketball at the hoop. And it looks like that is going to be it unless some sort of, you know, shenanigans happen here. Unfortunately, there is a shenan. He was caught stepping at the baseline. So babalik sa Paranaque yung bola.
Here's an opportunity for Paranaque to get some momentum going into the third.
They find something here, and that is not going to be the case. That's your first 20 minutes of action in the second game of today. Still a solid showing na naipakita dito ng San Pedro. You're looking at the second quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. Kanina, halos dikit lang, but how was San Pedro able to distance themselves from their opponents?
Kiefer Panganiban happened. That's why they have this lead. He just went berserk there in the second quarter.
That's a solid outing from Panganiban and San Pedro. They lead by 15 at the end of the first half, 33-18. $16 under para sa inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 between San Pedro Spartans at yung Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam 33-18 in favor of San Pedro. We're looking at the halftime stats right now. Coach Anton, anything that stands out in the middle of the game?
Paranaque Yamjam having a difficult time getting their offense going, only shooting 17% from the field. Etong San Pedro Spartans Lucas, 34%, not that great. But again, if you look at the disparity there, the turnovers for the side of Paranaque, just giving those extra points para dito sa San Pedro. That's why they are up. 14-6 ang turnovers. Assist department, 4 para sa Paranaque, 6 for San Pedro. Rebounds, mas madami nga ang Paranaque. They are getting those offensive rebounds. It's just that they're not capitalizing. Getting 34 rebounds as opposed to just 29 for San Pedro.
And you know, Coach, those rebounding numbers for either 14 under or sometimes 16 under, that's the total game rebounds already for one team. But Paranaque has gotten so much rebounds to the point that they get those opportunities. Pero galing din kasi yun sa kanilang mga mintes. So they're gonna have to find a way to make something happen. And now, it's time for our fan of the game because we've spotted someone in the crowd who's been cheering non-stop, full of energy and bringing all the good vibes here in this game. And you know what they say, the coolest fans deserve the coolest iced tea. Congratulations to our fan of the game. You're getting a refreshing treat from True Tea Iced Tea, a no sugar added iced tea. Stay cool with True Tea Iced Tea, the goodness of iced tea without the sugar. 33-18 is our final score. We're just awaiting for the continuation of this game. But at the same time, para dito sa kupunan ng San Pedro, they're playing their cards right. Activated yung ilan sa mga manlalaro. It's not just a one-man show. I mean, there's Kiefer Panganiban for sure. But from the start, ang dami nating nakitang mga manlalaro that really displayed their offensive prowess here in this game.
You've got Altep scored 5 points. Sebastian Gonzalez with 4 points. So a lot of players for the side of Coach Teddy Polinga, putting everyone on notice and letting everyone know that this San Pedro team, they're going to make some noise, continue to make some noise here in the 16 under division.
And that was the question kanina, Coach, na nakita, or we started asking ourselves, who's gonna be stepping up in the absence of Joseph Calooy, dahil ngayon nga ay nandun na siya sa 18 under division, and in fact he kind of made it his team now because he was the best player of the game during that one.
Did score 20 points in that game, stamping his class sa kanilang 18 under game earlier.
But now we're starting to see more team play galing dito sa kupunan ng San Pedro as a miss. Kicked it off para sa Paranaque. Sadala's good spin, leaving it once more. They're gonna have to set it up once again. BRGY leaves it for another player. Ila papasok ang tira ng San Pedro doon. They're looking for extra possessions, pero lilipat na sa Paranaque ang bola.
That time, Navales short on that three-pointer. He was open. Good shot, just couldn't convert.
Trying to break the press here as De Luna was kind of, a more outlet pass, if I should say.
Too strong of a pass, too forward or too ahead for him to be able to catch up to.
He had the right intention, just not the best execution during that time, and a traveling violation itatawag sa ating San Pedro here as we move forward in this game. 35-18 only. 2 points have been scored in the last 1 minute and 30 seconds of the third. Here's Fletch Espiritu, tosses it to De Luna, who's contested, but that is gonna be an offensive foul na itatawag dito kay De Luna.
Nice defense, had to push off for De Luna.
When you're looking at Sam Paras, I mean, it's very difficult to, try to get yourself a shot with the frame that he has right on cue. He's at it again. But Altep fighting through the defense. A rebound, not exactly a putback there. 2 minutes have passed by. Nagulat itong si Kaintik that there was someone on the other side. Look at that move. Just doesn't go in. Another defensive stop. Now De Luna in Paranaque deciding to slow it down. They're still looking for their first point in this third quarter, and it will come from Espiritu.
Fletch Espiritu, baseline jumper, what a beauty.
Leading scorer yan ngayon para dito sa Paranaque. 7 points in total, 5 in that first half. Now BRGY tosses it to the right, leaves 2 defenders, and look who's open. What a move.
Nice drop from Karunungan to Sam Paras, getting inside and then dropping it off at the last minute.
De Luna for a shot though. Here's Karunungan again. He's looking for an extra ally, but he decides to take it to his own hands.
That's Arthian Karunungan.
It's gonna be another foul. This time I think the key difference mula sa San Pedro is they're starting to play more aggressive but with a purpose. I think kanina kasi palitan at balikan lang eh.
And we always talk about that. If you're going to cut or if you're going to do something inside the court, it has to be with purpose. You can't just be running around like a headless chicken. There has to be the intent, the purpose of what it is you're going to do. If you're going to cut, you have to expect that you're going to get that pass, not just going through the motions.
And that is the reason why they are rewarded with these free throws. Kanina kasi it's mostly, you know, Paranaque who's been going to the line. But now they're getting some chances too, just missing on both of those. What a reach. Mula dito kay Lizan. He's gonna try to fight for it, using that right to get the two.
Going off the glass was Lizan to be able to get the 2 points.
It's gonna be another set of points this time para kay Paras. Lizan leaves it for Espiritu. Sinigurado niya yun. The two big men of both teams racking up points, but it is still San Pedro leading by 17. Viray tosses it over. Flyby, step move. That works. Para kay Navales.
Nice looking Pinoy step to get the defender up in the air.
Look at that, another turnover, another and one. This time, it's Viray. Siya ang nakuha ng unang puntos, and he's gonna kick things off where he left off. Let's look at this pound-for-pound fitness, foul-counted play of the quarter. Viray, patient play, foul, and one. You'll love to see it. Another conversion. Mula kay Derek Viray on this one. He has a total of 5 points sa laban na ito. Paranaque is going to be talking things over in the middle of the third quarter.
Nabanggit nga kanina ni Coach JC Dolar ng Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam na paulit-ulit niyang ni-remind ang kanyang players during the halftime huddle na tandaan niyo lang yung tinraining natin, yung sistema natin at yung tiwala niyo sa sarili niyo. At happy naman si Coach JC na nalesen na ng team ang kanilang turnovers. But then, nagko-collapse sila sa half court pa lang. So that is something they have to figure out fast dito sa halftime break. Ay, sa halftime natin. Coach Anton and Hans.
Maraming salamat, CJ Ang, for that one. And Coach JC Dolar is absolutely right. It starts with the training. It always starts with training.
Yeah, whatever it is you practice in training, this is where you apply it. Stick with the system. Believe in what you've trained for. Good things are going to happen once you do that.
And so far, yung training nitong si Sam Paras has been paying off. He's the second San Pedro Spartan in double figures with 10. Here's Panganiban again using that left side, just unable to convert. Ngayon nagmamadali na naman ang Paranaque. Goes left. Very difficult angle. Leaves it for Kaintik this time. Now Lizan is caught stepping on the line. He even slipped as well. So that's a turnover para sa Paranaque.
Kailangan punasan yung ilalim ng paa. Or ilalim ng sapatos, I should say.
Because he planted his foot, right?
Yep.
Just kind of slipped, and Sam Paras will be going to the bench as well. Reynon is going to be there. There's another opening, and that time it's Aldep.
Again, Aldep underneath. Just making sure he's going to get those 2-pointers.
They're definitely not letting up. San Pedro is putting the pressure dito pa lang sa half court. Ito yung sinasabi ni CJ kanina eh. What a pass! Getting a little too fancy itong si keeper Panganiban. But at the same time, Raynon wasn't ready for it. He was so surprised with that backhanded pass.
One of those things where, of course, you got to make sure that the person that you're going to pass that ball to is going to be ready for that pass.
Traveling violation. It's a turnover para sa San Pedro. Now Paranaque is going to be looking for some extra shots there, but Aldep gets the rejection. Now Victolero evades two defenders. He's going to go at it on its own. Just not going to work. And then not giving up the half court. That has been San Pedro's game.
And that time, De Los Santos, no? Hugo De Los Santos getting the steal and the bucket.
This time, De Los Santos, another behind-the-back pass. That's two behind-the-back passes to get it to the destination, which is Kiefer Panganiban.
One from Carlos Victolero, another from Hugo De Los Santos. Na foul on Kiefer Panganiban. They're just enjoying. Talking about itong San Pedro Spartans Lucas.
And we're wondering, or yung report kanina was talking more about the chemistry, but I think so far in these 3 quarters, we've seen so much of that mula dito sa San Pedro Spartans as they lead huge 56-24 in this 3rd quarter of action. You're looking at mostly their defensive stops. That has been working for them in the 3rd.
I'm Hugo De Los Santos with that steal and the finish.
Timeout. Another call mula kay coach. This time around, from tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments bring the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic make every meal a magic moment, and that magic has never disappeared para dito sa San Pedro Spartans sa laban na ito. But with that being said, Bangayan getting some floaters on his own.
Sean Bangayan using a little bit of magic to get that finish.
And I think, Coach, what has been the ultimate, they're now crashing the glass too.
They're doing a better, they're doing a better job getting those rebounds, getting after it. I'm pretty sure Coach Teddy Polinga mentioned that na kailangan na rumebound din tayo. Hindi pwedeng tira lang ng tira tapos walang ka-crash ng boards.
And those turnovers too, Coach. I think Paranaque is limited to the minimum of shot attempts dahil hindi nga sila umaabot dun sa kabila.
And they've got 26 turnovers, talking about Paranaque, compared to just 8 for San Pedro. So taking care of the ball, etong side ng San Pedro para naman sa Paranaque, nahihirapan talaga sila to be able to get their offense going.
Kumbaga parang nabawi nila yung dami ng offensive rebounds ng Paranaque during that first half.
Sa forced turnovers, no? Turnovers forced, nabawi nga.
Because of those extra possessions. So with that being said, still have less than 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter so far. So some substitutions are going to be made. De Los Santos will go back to the bench. Victolero stays there. Bangayan, right at some point, now it's top of the key para kay Lizan. Bangayan's going to test it again, and that floater has been working for him so far.
Nice 2-man game from Lizan to Bangayan to get the deuce.
7 points para dito kay Sean Bangayan na stop now. Galing dito sa Paranaque as Ladores couldn't get that basket in. Now they're going to try to defend this time. The plan is to continue, but a blocking foul is called upon the Paranaque Smile 360.
That's going to mean a couple of free throws for San Pedro. This is going to be Sebastian Gonzalez.
Scored 4 points in that first half, but at the same time, the distribution of points mula dito sa San Pedro Spartans have really been working for them kasi pag may steal, ay kita mo kagad may isang tumatakbo na nauuna na eh.
Meron na talaga. Yung leak out is there. Just the chance for those transition points, the transition offense going the way of the side of San Pedro.
Sebastian Gonzalez has 5. That's a foul called on De Belen. I mean, parehas naman nata silang nakakuha ng bola, but De Belen was just on a more difficult position.
The contact was evident from De Belen.
Lizan, one-legged shot is not gonna work. But then there's Bangayan again. I think he's been the silver lining para sa Paranaque in this third quarter specifically.
4 points so far here in the third is Sean Bangayan. But in total, he's already got 7 points and 11 rebounds. How do you like that?
Probably a double-double watch, if I should say. He's 3
There you
points
go.
away from it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get that.
Still a lot of basketball to play. Probably 11 minutes to be exact. But those free throws will not help him achieve that as of this moment. Dahil lamang pa rin. At malaki pa rin ang kalamangan nila sa ngayon. Now it's Paranaque turning on the Jets. Bangayan forcing his way inside. And there it is, right on cue.
1 more point and he'll get that double-double. 9 points already for Sean.
Here comes Kiefer Panganiban, heavily aggressive, looking for an extra teammate. But that's a ball turned over. Bangayan holds it again. He's gonna leave it para kay Ayala. But our referees, umilaw yung baseline, coach.
Ran out of real estate. Pass didn't have the right angle for Aaron Ayala to be able to handle.
And those are some unforced turnovers na rin siguro because most were steals na nakukuha ng San Pedro. Panganiban, I believe he's going to the line to shoot for 2. It's been that kind of morning para kay Kiefer Panganiban. Tila naging maganda yung gising ng batang ito.
Paano ba naman? 12 points. Talagang napakaganda niya. Already in double figures. Talking about Kiefer Panganiban.
Nabati ko yata, coach.
Oo nga. Dapat talaga pagka nag-free throw, hindi na tayo nagsasalita eh.
You know what? Let's give it a second. Oo nga.
Tamo?
Totoo nga. Totoo nga. As of this moment, Kiefer Panganiban has 3 points in the third, pero all of those are from the free throw line. Bangayan. Now it's Ayala facing the defense. Finds someone on the left side. Salcines tries to squeeze himself inside. Pero mananatili ang bola sa Paranaque, but they only have a second. 1.4 seconds to be specific to land on a shot. Here's Bangayan. And he gets another opening. 8 points in the third para sa kanya ngayon. Now there's 8 seconds remaining to finish off the third. Can San Pedro finish it off quickly? Panganiban, 2 seconds. Can he find something here? He gets it off in time. But the basket wasn't there. Still, malaki pa rin ang kalamangan nitong San Pedro Spartans. Lucas, that's a 28-point advantage. And they were able to hold it in. Third quarter highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. And just like what I said, San Pedro activating most of their players.
Sam Paras, Gian Karunungan, Derek Viray getting those buckets inside. But for the side of Paranaque, Sean Bangayan, 8 points, together with Derek Lizan and Fletch Espiritu.
Final 10 minutes of basketball action when we return. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 matchup between San Pedro and Paranaque in the 16 under division. My name is Hans Galeria, and together with me is Coach Anton De Los Reyes and CJ Ang at courtside. A valiant, a dominant effort mula dito sa San Pedro as they pick things up where they left off, with Victolero getting 2 points.
How about that pass by Kiefer Panganiban? He rifled that one to Carlos Victolero, who finished with that layup.
Threading the needle as a highlight. And they're probably doing it again as Gonzalez. Everything but the lay there. De Belen, on the other hand, is going to be running. Oh, this is De Luna. Tosses it over. Now here's Reynon, the big guy, going all the way. You love to see that.
Akiro Reynon. What a finish. You always have to reward your bigs when they rim run.
That's 4 points quickly in this fourth quarter. Talagang mataas ang kumpiyansa ng San Pedro. They're taking every single shot available to them. But this time, I believe this is the first time we're going to be seeing itong si Juanito Jacinto. But we're looking at this again. You love to see big guys develop that dribbling ability para at least flexible ka in all possessions if you want to.
And that time, Reynon, no stop ball action para dito sa Paranaque. You gotta be able to stop that ball on that break. But you have to go back. For a big, you need to have that dribbling ability. You also have to develop your handle so that you'll be multi-dimensional in terms of your threat.
Jacinto misses on both. There's going to be another opening para kay De Luna. Cannot convert. Ando na naman. May nauuna. And that's going to be Navales para sa dos. And with that being said, everything just going San Pedro's way. They've scored 6 in the quarter already. Paranaque still looking for their first attempt. De Luna still can't break the ice para sa Paranaque.
Ice cold itong Paranaque to start the fourth.
And yet, San Pedro, that's 8 straight points. Everything going well for the Spartans.
Fourth point of Akiro Reynon underneath, getting that offensive board in the putback.
Yet another miss, but an offensive rebound is there. Jacinto lines it up. Masyadong malakas. That's quite unfortunate. I mean, Paranaque is getting a lot of chances, Coach.
They are getting those attempts. They are getting the shots. It's just a matter of converting. And, you know, again, proving to be difficult to put that lid or get that lid off. Itong Paranaque.
Obviously, they're looking for their first basket here at the fourth. A rare turnover in this quarter para sa San Pedro as Victolero has been in control of the offense of the San Pedro squad. And yet he's playing defense too. Victolero turning on the Jets. Buti na lang nandun si Navales for the 2 points.
Vintel Navales, assuming that his teammate's not going to make that shot, getting that offensive board.
Look at that. They are just punishing Paranaque from their side of the floor. Aldep gets the 2 points, and Paranaque is going to have to talk things over once again.
Look at that. Again, Aldep with that two-pointer.
So difficult to stop the big men of the San Pedro roster. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. Maraming salamat na po kaagad sa lahat ng mga kapamilya at syempre mga kaibigan ng ating mga manlalaro that is going here at Gym 1 at Barangay Poblacion 2 at Tanauan City, Batangas para sa inyong Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. Still have a lot of games moving forward and a lot of buckets to be played as the Luna unable to get something here, but for Fletch Espiritu, that possession is not over.
Crashing the boards, Fletch Espiritu. One of the bright spots for the side of Paranaque. That's head coach JC Dolar. 9 points, 3 rebounds for his starting big.
Make that 10 already. Dahil nakuha niya yung unang free throw. Make that 2 as well. So that's 11 in total. So he's back where he left off last game. Plus more rebounds and opportunities. But that is a chance created as Navales gets it again.
Vinfel Navales, quick offense, getting the deuce underneath.
Paranaque tried to play fast. Tried to catch itong San Pedro while they're not set on defense yet. But that led to a turnover. Victolero, inside pass. Now they leave it for another player. That time it's too strong. Lizan. He gets rejected. What a block from San Pedro. As another stop is made. Here's Navales on the run. Ooh, what a pass. Patungo doon kay Paras.
That's a no-look pass. What a thing of beauty.
Paras has been living off those good passes from his guards. I mean, as a big man, you'll love to see it, right?
It's just one of those things when your guards can locate you, can give those passes.
Just look at that.
That was Vinfel Navales to Sam Paras.
Parang siya lang yung yeah, Vinfel.
But yeah, you're saying siya lang ang nakakita.
Parang siya lang ang nakakita kay Paras. Like no one saw Paras coming. My goodness, these guards of San Pedro know how to facilitate and to toss it to their teammates. De Luna makes both though. Now he has 5. That's at least something na posible nilang mapulot sa laban na to. Those free throws are definitely gonna be their friend all throughout the season. Nakarami nga sila for this game.
8 out of 23. So that's 23 attempts for Paranaque.
Those are momentum boosters as well, right? Let's say you make it all and it's still quite far dahil nga San Pedro has asserted their dominance in this game. But those are obviously gonna help you to move forward in this game. Stabora gets a point there. Here's Navales. Gusto niya pa sanang iwan. That's not gonna work. Now Lizan goes solo. I mean, that was the best shot available considering na tatlo sa San Pedro ang nandun agad. Tabora's not gonna work. Ooh, that is a possession stopped para dito sa kanilang kupunan as Paranaque makes a last-ditch effort to set up their defense this time.
A couple of empty possessions for both squads. Trying to put some points on the board, both on the fast break and in half court.
Samparas getting his well-deserved rest here. He has done enough damage. That's a traveling violation na itatawag kontra sa San Pedro. So with that being said, that's Arthran Alvester getting his first few minutes in this game. I believe he's going to be closing it out para sa Spartans. And yet there's a defensive option again. Look who's waiting on the other side. That's an end one. para kay Carlos Oliveros.
Vinfel Navales with that steal, then that dish. His teammate Oliveros streaking down court.
That's your pound-for-pound fitness. Foul counted play of the quarter. Unselfish basketball, and Navales was at it. Wanted to grab that.
It's a violation though because hindi pa tumatama sa rim yung bola, and he already entered dun sa three-point area from the outside going inside.
But this roster right here is at least averaging 40 to 50 points per game itong Paranaque, but things have not been falling for them all throughout this game from both the free throw line and even their field goal attempts too, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, just too much offense for the side of San Pedro, and then the defense, especially the defense, the turnovers, 34 turnovers for the side of Paranaque. So itong San Pedro talagang forcing those turnovers, making it difficult for them to score.
But those are some notes that you can take from Natividad this time. He's been quiet in this game. He was part of that first 5-2. This time Gonzalez, another turnover. Outlet pass on the way. Dadalhin sana sa gitna, but look at Bangayan fighting for that. Decides to just toss it, and you know what? If it works, it works.
Why not? Sean Bangayan fighting for that leather and then getting the 2 points.
He has come alive in the second half. He only had 3 points. But that time, Alvester got a little too excited. That's a turnover mula sa San Pedro. I mean, closing out on the game, San Pedro is already on their way for the first win. If you're someone who's gonna get minutes from this point on, you'd love to execute well. Kumbaga magpakitang gilas ka kay coach to get more minutes in that next game.
And again, it just translates because even if you're up this big, if you're down big, if you still continue to play, your coach is going to notice that, and he's gonna make sure that you get rewarded in your next game.
I believe Bangayan is gonna be rewarded in that next game. He's really come alive in this one. 12 points in this, second half. Really showing out when at least Coach JC Dolar needs someone to step up for it.
For Coach JC Dolar, apart from Sean and apart from Fletch, you have Derek Lizan, 7 points in the game. So talagang nagpapakita, did not start, but he's getting the minutes.
This time it's Vibal challenging the defense. Bangayan though, I believe that's a double-double already para sa kanyang sarili.
15 points, 13 rebounds.
Solid outing from this kid. At that time, a 3-point attempt. And they're looking for another chance here as a miss occurred there mula dito kay Salvador. And we're less than a minute away from ending this game. San Pedro, quarter by quarter, we've seen them take over against this Paranaque squad, which led to, more minutes for players who don't usually get a lot of playing time. As Natividad, ball rolls in for Paranaque. They're at least trying to get some more points at the end of this matchup, but same can be said for San Pedro.
That was Sebastian Gonzalez getting that layup. Even if you're down big, we always say this, you still got to continue to play for your teammates. You still have to share that leather. Di pwedeng magkanya-kanya kayo. Kasi nga, nagtatranslate yan usually sa next game nyo. And you want to build off of that. You want to carry that sort of momentum moving forward.
That's Gio Garabato. Kanina, nakita din natin siya making that layup. So hopefully, later on, we get to see more of him and more of the offensive prowess na meron itong Paranaque. But with that being said, final 20 seconds of this matchup, Natividad would have loved to toss it over, but they got a little too fancy there. So that's a decision that they can come up with. A dominant showing mula dito sa kanilang Spartans. And that is your 16 under division. It's San Pedro Spartans getting a dominant win kontra sa Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam. Everybody stepping up. And that final score para sa ating laban ngayon, it's 82 para sa San Pedro Spartans Lucas, 45 para sa Paranaque Smile 360 Yamjam. Later on, you're going to be witnessing more of the fourth quarter highlights, the game highlights brought to you by Chef's Magic. Coach, a solid outing para sa unang laro nitong San Pedro.
Solid indeed, and you talked about it. Collective effort, everyone pitching in. 54 bench points for the side of San Pedro. So no doubt that's going to be something that you know, they're going to look at and they're going to see, or coaches are going to see na sino nga ba yung sa bench natin, no? Off the bench was able to help out to get this win.
For Coach Teddy Polinga, this is a really good start for your season. Marami pa tayong makikita mula sa San Pedro roster na ito, just continuously showing out, giving lots of opportunities, but at the same time, unfortunately para sa Paranaque, this is gonna be their fourth loss of the season. Lots of games to be played still, but where can they start?
Well, they got to start with taking care of that leather, breaking or learning how to break that press, not panicking when the opponent pulls out or brings out the pressing defense.
And that is something that they're gonna have to take note of heading forward into their next games, as they are yet to have their very first win sa laban na ito. Later on, we're gonna be witnessing, or we're gonna be talking to the best player of the game, which actually is gonna happen right now. So kasama ng ating courtside reporter na si CJ ang ating best player of the game.
Thank you so much, Hans. Kasama ko nga ngayon ang ating Chef's Magic player of the game from the San Pedro Spartans, Sam Para. Sam, new team, first win in your debut game.
Yeah. We actually have the same system as the school that I play in. One of my coaches is part of the coaching system here. And ever since the first practice in this team, I knew that we would have good chemistry since these guys are very welcoming. I feel very welcome in this team, and I'm happy to contribute this much for them.
Sam, is there someone you want to give a shout out to?
First of all, I want to thank God for this win. Thank you to my mom and dad for the non-stop support. Shout out to my family. To Coach Kirk for developing all of my skills. To Sir Barretos, my English teacher. Miss Juliet, my math teacher. Miss Louie, Sir Cyrus, and Coach Pat and Coach Justin. And Sir Jardine.
Thank you and congratulations, Sam. Turning it back to you, Hans, and Coach Anton.
Maraming salamat to CJ Ang, and of course the best player of the game, that is Sam Para. Shout out to the teachers, man. Like, that's where it definitely starts. But our The Hustle Club defensive player of the game is Sean Bangayan. 15 rebounds and 1 steal. In spite of that loss, a definite silver lining para sa koponan ng Paranaque. But your Don Benitos Filipino Delicacies assist man of the game, that's Carlos Victolero with 5 assists. He's been in control of that match. Lots of players to take note of in this game.
Lots of players indeed, bench players stepping up for the side of San Pedro, like what we mentioned.
And that's going to be it for the 16 under division. Final note of this Paranaque kontra sa San Pedro matchup is the 14 under division when we return in this game. And in behalf of our courtside reporter, Ms. CJ Ang, and my partner, Coach Anton De Los Reyes, my name is Hans Galeria at magbabalik ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah, gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa. Ligan ng